Do it, it's easy.
Go to upload the list. Text the list.
On the login details on the, sorry,
Mhm.
on the company name, we put,
Confirm. I want to point this out. Remember, these are variable fields. So later when we start creating the pieces, we can customize the message. And some of the stuff that we put in here is property address. We left in subdivision so that when you send letters or postcards, you can address, hey, Trump Towers this, so we can personalize, individually, or the subdivision, or the name of the towers that you're sending to. We left in the estimated value of the property, so that when we speak to them, we can say, hey, this is more or less what the market's showing your property's worth. We're leaving in equity, which is a big one that we're gonna lean on. And I'm gonna show you an example of how we're gonna build out letters. So it's gonna say, for example, Kai's equity alert, and then have the property address, and then it's gonna say read below. So, people are gonna see their address, and then they're gonna read, and it's gonna say, hey, so-and-so, your property has X amount of equity, right? Like that. And so we left it in two formats. We left the numerical, the number, how much equity exactly, precisely, and we're leaving equity percent. So out of your property, you have, 80% equity. So it just gives us a lot of range to play in the way that we're gonna craft our messages. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Each card is going to have different equity.
Yeah, of course. The receivers is gonna have their personal property equity. So it's gonna be, everything's gonna be not random.
If you have like 1,000
If you have
postcard,
1,000 postcards, everyone's gonna be individualized.
the print is going to print individually.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're kind of like just at 4,000 in total. So all of the 4,000 pieces are gonna be different.
Wow.
Yeah. In the list, we're not going to use the emails and the phone numbers, but the list, when you get them, you're going to see you're going to get phone numbers and emails too. So if you, outside of this, if you want to follow up an email, you have that now too. And I think we have maybe 70% of the list
Yeah.
have phone numbers and emails.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, so, if you do everything combined, it'll be good. You can call them or have your team call and say, hey, by the way, we sending you mail? Have you seen the mail? That kind of stuff. So that's included.
It's kind of scary.
I also want to point out here, okay, you're going to see, you're going to have the, let me get, owner first name right here. Is this big enough for everyone? Yeah? Yeah.
Just a little?
Yeah, of course.
I'm really blind.
Better? More?
Yeah.
I'm down here.
thank
So
you.
we're going to see owner first name. Did I pass? Sorry. Owner one.
First name, last name,
Yeah. We're gonna see first name, last name, and then you're gonna see full name. Owner, where's his full name? Yeah, right here. Full name. We are only gonna use full name. We're not gonna do first or last name. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. A majority of the properties we know are under LLC. So if you do full name, it's not gonna, if we're spreading it against like 1,000 pieces, one of them's gonna say Marco and the other one's gonna say, if it's like, I don't know, Swordfish LLC, it's just gonna say Swordfish. So you notice if we do that at scale, it's gonna be weird. So we're gonna use full name, and we're gonna do that as the variable. So for example, the letter's gonna say attention full name, so it makes sense if it's an LLC, it's gonna say attention Swordfish LLC. Does that make sense on the messaging?
Yeah.
Okay, so just keep that in mind that we're gonna always use full name. Question?
When you're showing us now, they have the power to edit and change it, or it's going to be sort of grayed out and not configurable?
So they can, but they shouldn't, because this is part of their spreadsheet. And I just want you guys to remember, and as we do this together, you'll understand. These are basically, you guys know spreadsheets, and these are just the headers, right? And so the system is going to read the header. It's going to read this, it's going to read this. And so when we're editing the mailing campaigns, the letters, you're going to pick, you're going to type in attention, and you're going to put full name, and it's automatically going to populate that whole list for full names. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see it now. We're going to do a quick dry run.
But we're gonna be doing this ourselves, or you're gonna do it?
No, we're gonna, yeah, right. And, no, I know. I just
Don't be
want you-
scared, don't be
I
scared.
need you to understand the philosophy behind it, like, right? Like why it's powerful.
So you guys don't touch it?
Yeah, and we're gonna get
Don't touch
like your logos and the content and the Kai stuff, and we're gonna have it all templated for you. That's why I want to see what you would like do that. All right, and that's it for that. So then it's as simple as confirming it. It's gonna map it out. Notice it's like a spreadsheet, right? And so these are all variables that are gonna go into the messaging. We'll import it. Okay, we have it, and now it's part of my list. So, the master list here. Okay? So now, this is the creative part. This is when I say creative, I'm meaning what are each individual piece gonna look like when we build it out. So I'll do a quick sample of when we do the first letter. I've already uploaded the Kai's assets, meaning all the logos that say Kai's, luxury, portfolio, Forbes, all of that stuff is uploaded there. So just notice, it's very simple, guys. It's list, creative is your pieces, and then campaigns. So the list is one time. You upload your list, you're done. The creatives, we're gonna upload the templates for you. It's just a matter of we go in there together, we pick them out, and we tweak and edit, and then we set the campaign and we schedule it, and that's done. So it's very simplified. So let's just do. So this is a demo one that I just pulled up because I'm gonna toy around with this and I want you guys to see what's possible now going forward. These, hey, let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, look at this. Yeah, everything, it's like Canva. Think of it like Canva. You can manipulate everything, right? So regarding the first letter, there's a couple of things that I want to promote for the first letter. Number one, it's the point of all these mailers are going to be to get listings. That's it. So we always want to have data. So the saying is, the more you tell, the more you sell. So data, facts. We want to create sense of urgency, and that comes with you guys doing your part. Like what's happening in the market, and how can we frame that to let the homeowner know, hey, because of this, it might be a good time to consider putting your house on the market. Make sense? So this is Carlos and I's, and Carlos and myself's first piece, and this goes back on how we used to send our mailers. We want to do social proof, right? This is something called the bandwagon effect. So a lot of people will take action based on what they see other people doing. So this one piece here is like the top 3 reasons our clients have been selling, and it's equity, and we're telling them they're cashing out at peak home prices, they're downsizing or upsizing, and they're relocating. It's straightforward. It's really the reason most people do sell, but we want to put it in their face and show them, hey, this is why it's happening now. Again, all the colors, if you have your own branding, that can all be changed. And then the messaging, very simple and concise and to the point. I want to point out where it says variable data. I'm going to show you here in a second. So we're going to put home equity alert. We're going to make it bold. So we want to capture the person's attention. It's top of the fold, right? The first thing they see is that. And then it's going to have their address. And then it's going to bring them down here. Remember I said attention, and then I have first name, but it's going to be full name. Personalized to them. It says your property at, and that variable is going to change it to their personal address. Now has an estimated equity of, and it's going to input their personalized equity. And then we're hitting Pompano and Lighthouse Point, so it says currently Pompano Beach is still a seller's market, but conditions are slowly shifting. Neighboring Lighthouse Point is already a buyer's market, right? How do I know that? Because remember everything we did last time, I showed you how to look at the market data. So because of that, I know how to now structure the message.
So that's the part that we need to provide to you?
Yes, like, because we can't do the homework for all your farm areas, you know, especially the condo stuff. So it's like, you have to come to us so that we can help tailor the message. again, the templates will be there for you, so if you know, you just go in there and type it up like you would any other document. And I'll show you how to put the variables here in a second. Now, I left this one a little bit unchanged. Guys, this information is straight from RPR, this part right here. I'm really big on, I see a lot of people write letters and it's like an essay, no one wants to read that. It's busy, so what you want to do is, if you notice I got bold, I got highlight, so I'm drawing their eyes down. Like, I've already cut their attention with their home address and their equity, so now I'm forcing them to read down to my call to action. And educating them, yeah.
This is just the piece, or this is where you put the address, is that, it's coming in a envelope? Or
Yes.
it's coming, okay,
Yeah.
so the envelope is gonna, which is the main piece.
There's right here.
To call attention.
Examples.
It will be like this?
Yep, yep, and as soon as they open up, this
Oh.
front, so if you
Oh.
notice the folds, the dotted lines are the folds,
Okay.
right? So I want them to open it and immediately see their home address and equity alert. And I want them to be like, this is to me, and then it's gonna force them to read the rest of it, make sense?
Okay, but this is coming in an envelope.
Yeah, it's coming,
right there.
I think I
It's
gave,
right there.
no, that's not it, Marco, do you have the envelope?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
pass
right
it
there.
around.
This
Is
is it.
there a way to put in the envelope,
You
home
can,
equity alert below,
so
inside?
when I did it, okay, so, let me have that.
Sure.
That's a great question. So actually, one of my pieces, I had it, you can do it, to answer your question, you can do a custom envelope. There's an additional cost to it,
Of course.
okay? What I did to save the money, I put it right here, and I put an arrow, and I put Kai's, I don't have it with me, prize equity alert, so they can, as soon as they see it,
Right,
it's, because I don't care if it's here or here, I just want to
Right.
see it at face value. So that's how I did it, and we can do it here.
perfect,
That's great.
And that's how I kind of hacked it without having to pay more. I put it right there.
excellent.
That is
Because they
really
see it, it's like, it's almost like a bank statement, right? It's important, right?
Right.
Good question.
And that's going to be in just regular paper or?
No, it's,
This
so
is
this
sample.
is printer paper, and this sample is a 70 stock. Yeah, and, sorry. And, it has gloss to it. We're trying to figure out if we can get a thicker stock. But that one, when we put the logos and everything, and if you can see the design behind it, it does reflect.
The
So
back page.
it pushes through the, yeah. It's better than the standard printer paper. Where was it? Okay, so every piece of the message has a point, okay? For example, the bullet points creates, obviously, the sense that this is 3 important pieces of information that you have to know. And I left it unchanged because I want to make the changes here with you. So median home sales at 497,000, but prices could soften soon. A better way to say this is median home sales prices at X, and I can put something as days on markets begin to increase, right? So now I'm telling them, okay, that's your, but the market's shifting. You notice a subtle difference between, but prices could soften versus days on market are increasing? It's a big difference.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all persuasive copy, that every piece has to have that. Home selling in just 39 days on average. This is another opportunity to say homes were selling at 39 days, or at 28 days, but are now 39 days. So I'm trying to frame it so that they see their situation is getting worse if they wait, if in fact they do want to sell. Only 4.5 months of inventory available to meet demand. I would change that and say inventory is increasing, and or frame it that way, right? Everything is, how do I tailor it? Remember, we're not trying to convince them to sell. They're already thinking about it. This is to nudge them to commit to reaching out.
So that is where you get the data from RPR.
I do it a million places, it's however your workflow. If it's RPR, to me, if you want to keep it simple, it's the best, because you put in your farm area, remember the market research, and you see it there, and that's it. You're in sales, so you gotta, okay, I got information, how do I sell it?
Yes.
And then the main point of this first piece was, we want to call it the primer, because I want to prime the receiver, the homeowner, that, hey, we're now going to be sending you more material, like, because it's a difference from you get something in the mail and it's like, oh, another piece, versus, hey, I told you we're going to send you something and it's going to be of value, so, you know, be on the lookout for it. So when they see it, they hesitate, and now they have it. So I put, staying informed and knowing your options is important. We're excited to bring you our most educational and informative resources direct to you. Our goal is to empower you as a homeowner to make well-informed choices regarding one of your biggest assets, right? So it's a culmination of everything together that drives the message. And then, bold and, you know, Kai's colors, if you've been thinking about selling this year, now's the time to market your Pompano Beach home to maximize your equity. So this, combined with the message and the data, now carries more weight than, hey, are you thinking about selling, with zero context, right? I kind of taught them a little bit, and now I'm pointing this at them.
Okay, what's the meaning of this prime window closes?
Prime window, like the window of opportunity. We can change it. Yeah. And you're right, if it's not clear off bat, then make it super clear.
Before the opportunity changes.
The market
Yes.
shift or
The market
And we have to reinforce that with visuals and data. I don't want it to be like, hey, it's another realtor telling me it's time. No, this is currently what's happening. And, you know, we can put news quotations from the news. Yep.
According to my readings, a lot of the home sellers sometimes they are concerned to sell now because they did one loan 3 years ago for 3% interest rate, and sometimes they are empty nest. They have 4 bedrooms, but they don't need 4 bedrooms. They just need 2 bedrooms apartment, and they are willing to sell the house. But because they have 3%. And if they sell the house and they buy a condo with 7% interest rate, it's going to be more or less the same payments, and they are waiting for the interest going down to do the move. Maybe we can have some kind of message about something like that.
So that's going to be, and it is, but it's a good point. That's why people are stuck. So that could be a thing that you guys do and come up with, okay, how do you, what's the objection to that? Like, how do you mitigate that issue?
But you went over before that waiting while the new property builds equity or it's more expensive, at the long run, it might be just a little bit more, not exactly the same price. Yes, you're paying a higher percent interest rate. But remember what the saying is, Capital Partners says, you date the rate, you marry the home.
Sure.
The higher interest rate is temporary. You can always refinance later if it goes down, but if it goes up, you're locked in at 7.
Yeah, and the other issue is
that's a good response.
And also, if the rate goes down, you're buying a more expensive house because the demand goes up too.
That's something like we can put it like a catchphrase, like Marco just said. You marriage the house and you date the rate.
So as the prices go up, and even when rates go down, your payment will still be much higher than if the house price was lower.
And what about the fact
So
that
waiting
inventory
is-
gets worse for you? Now you can pick. There's more inventory. Rates go down, more demand. Now it goes back to like how it was in COVID. Oh, I'm stuck with this one house. So again, you got to think about the perspective. And what would be a good headline for that? Like the headline is powerful. You know, considering selling, but you know, interest rates affecting your decision, something like that. And then that's how you mitigate that issue that they have.
That's how you catch their attention too.
Exactly.
That's their problem, and now they caught the headline, so they want to see, okay, that's my situation. What can I do about it? And
So,
how do you explain it?
You could say rates are down, but inventory is even lower. Something like that.
Exactly. So the saying is, you want to get into the conversation that the consumer's already having in their head. You're not trying to sway them or come up with something new. We know what they're thinking because we're in the business. So enter that conversation here, and it's like your opportunity to sell them face to face, but through here. And then a big call to action. I'm a fan of only having one call to action, so that when they see it, they don't get lost in decision making, and then I'll do one or the other later. One call to action is important, but we're also considering doing, for the first one, a QR code to get their home value, only because a lot of the messaging has to do with their equity or whatever. I don't wanna say, scan to get your home value, but I'm gonna put something like download your property's, equity report. It's gonna still take them to the home valuation, but just framing it for them to download and have something for them to have is more important than scan to see.
Can we have our picture on there? Like a
You can, for the first one, we're gonna have our picture. For the first one, we're not gonna have a picture because it takes up a lot of real estate and I really wanna get a message across. Later, when you start sending the postcards and stuff are for the visual stuff, to show them how you dress, how you operate. It's for more visual. I would do the pictures there.
Like it's
How about on the
if
top?
if I decide I want to have my phone there and instead of a QR code, my picture.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Or on the logo, by the logo up on the
Yeah,
top, you
but
can
yeah,
put like our signature kind of
No,
thing.
because, and I hate to say it this way, but no one cares about you.
Yeah.
They care about them.
Yeah.
Later, towards the call to action, yeah. But it's like, okay, I don't want to see that. I want to know this first.
About this call of action, yesterday I did one list presentation here in the office, and before each list presentation I like to get motivated. And I list they have 45 minutes, the Ninja book, about how to work with to get the listings. They have 16 steps to get the listings. Even if I did the training twice in the Ninja, I saw, wow, that's amazing stuff, because you keep forgetting, you don't practice, and that they do have 2 steps listing method. When the people call you, you already have the questions to ask in the phone right away.
Of course.
And I strongly, because I did yesterday, it's fresh in my mind. If Marco wants, or Kitty, Kitty is also is expert Ninja, we can review those 16 steps from the Ninja.
That's too much. I'm going to tell you, Carlos, and real quick. So Carlos and I did the same thing. So it's just learn the script. The main, and we had a listing presentation here and we closed them, and it's always the same 3 questions. How much is your commission, the price, and what's the length of the term on the contract? That's always the biggest 3. If you
But if they're going to call you by phone.
So over the phone, and again, just to answer that question, over the phone, the only thing that you're supposed to do over the phone is set up an appointment. That's it.
Correct.
That's it. You're not. If they ask you about commissions, that's a great question, Mr. Souza. Our clients typically we let them pick their commission. I'm going to be in the area tomorrow.
I just mentioned Ninja since the guys is doing Ninja, they do training, they have your audio book, it'll be easier to implement.
I haven't done Ninja, but it's good. But when on the phone call is appointment, that's it.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up and quick. If you're on the phone more than 2 minutes, it's too much.
3 o'clock or 5 p.m.
Yes, exactly. And we'll discuss price and but those are always the biggest 3. If you can quell those objections on those 3, you're good. And that's it in a nutshell. This is not the final piece. I just wanted to show you how you can go in here and tweak and change and manipulate the mailer.
I just want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
If you do answer any of those questions, or God forbid all 3 on the phone, you'll never get the appointment.
Never.
They're
You
gonna
basically
now
had
shop
the
you
appointment.
around, and they're gonna see if they can get someone else better than you. So you can't answer those questions on the phone.
Yeah, they need to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna push for it. We're gonna push hard to get those answers.
Yeah.
We say, I'll meet you tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's important. Our listing appointment yesterday was those 3 questions. And we were here for an hour and a half.
Did you get the listing?
Yeah.
From your mail out? From the mail out?
No, this was a walk-in, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah?
Walked into the office?
Huh?
Very nice. Yeah.
But they were hard. I mean, it was like, we started at 12:30 and left here like at 2:15.
Wow.
So it was like a lot of back and forth. But it was always commission, it was price, and it was the term of the contract. So you have to argue, like,
The Ninja, they teach you to find the why they are selling,
Of
and
course.
they try to focus the why.
80% of the conversation was me asking them questions. I need to know what their
The
motivations
urgency,
are. Mm-hmm.
if there's an urgency.
If there is. Listen, if they're coming here to sell it, I mean, that's obvious, So yeah, normally I just want one call to action because the person sees it, they know immediately what to do. If you go on websites, you know that the old days of like cluttered websites don't exist. It's very clean. It's almost like a sales letter on the website. And click here to do this, or click here to buy that, or give me your email to get this. It's like one action that you have to take. So that's how we want to keep our pieces. And that's it in a nutshell. Once you do that, we can proof. Let me zoom back out. Oh man, here. I just want to show you this. Did I have my assets? Any questions so far on the letter side?
Yeah, we need to meet with you because since we're a group, we need to decide what phone number we're gonna use and what email address as a group. Who's gonna be-
I keep pushing to have a separate number. I know some of you want to have like your personal, but if you could track your, you guys are doing eight different locations. So imagine you should have 8 numbers so you know, hey, this is coming from here, this is coming from. No, but
what do you know about Google phone numbers?
Don't use it for this.
Do not.
No, because don't.
Why?
Because it's free.
Okay.
And when it's free, you get the free stuff that comes with it, which is bad service, or it falls apart, or the quality's bad.
So what do you recommend to use?
I use a company called CallRail.
Okay.
So for like $45, it gives you 5 numbers, and I can attribute those numbers to every campaign. And all I do is like, I save that number on my phone, and I'll label it Pompano Beach. So when they call that number, it'll redirect to my number, but I know it's from that mailing campaign. So if you're doing 8 pieces, like it'll say, one of your farm areas, or this is coming from your farm area, and
it'll specify.
yeah, because you're saving it. Like if you get that number, you're saving it to where that mailer is going to. So this is my.
So that number is calling you.
Yeah. So let's say I have. It's not a 1-800 number. You're gonna get a local area code. But let's say it's 1-800, whatever. They call that number, and it's gonna route to your phone number. But you save that number on your phone. Okay. You save that number on your mailer on your phone as, instead of a name, it's Pompano Beach. Pompano Beach seller. Or Lighthouse Point seller for another number. So if you're doing a lot of different areas, you know that when they call you, where it's coming from. It's lead attribution. That's how you do it.
What's it called, the company?
CallRail.
Is that better than Grasshopper, you think?
Have I used Grasshopper before? I've heard of them. I haven't used them.
But what's the price? Isn't it like $45?
$45, you get 5 phone numbers.
Yeah, Grasshopper is
What's
the
the
same, but I don't know how many numbers.
I'll-
I have a
I'll pull it
Grasshopper,
up.
but I don't know
CallRail.
how many you get.
CallRail, like a train, like a rail,
Oh,
like a rail, like a railway.
R-A-I-L.
Here.
CallRail.
But it's $45 a month?
Correct. Why is it locked?
Okay.
But you get 5 numbers. And not only that, now they just added, so this is gonna make, like, it's gonna give you guys homework. Like, let's say you get calls. I know we're gonna get calls en masse. It's a big group of us. So when you get the call, it's gonna record it. So now you can come back on your next meeting and be like, hey, I got a call, and you can study how you did on your phone call. Hey, did I drop the ball on this one? Right, so now it makes you a better agent. Like, you train yourself now.
They have a free app, the name Cube. They record your calls also.
I don't know why it's acting
So
weird.
it's $45 per month
Yes.
for 5 numbers.
There's a free trial for 14 days on CallRail,
Yeah.
and then you're on your own.
It's super simple to use. You just set up the number. You route it to your phone, your personal number, right? So you still technically have your number. And by the way, you're worried that they're gonna get your a different phone number. We're gonna be running this for a year, hopefully. So it's a year that they're gonna keep seeing your pieces. When you do get in touch with the person, you exchange, hey, by the way, I'm gonna text you from this number. It's my real number, but you got them now. This is just a way to measure your campaigns to see where it's coming from. It's
And how
important.
can it work with 4 people that you have the call?
You can do it like a round robin, like if Vivian is busy, and then it'll bounce to the next person. That way you don't miss a call.
Or you can all receive the call at the same time,
And the first one that picks
answers
up.
gets it.
But is it worth it? Because I don't know how many calls we're gonna get from a mailing. So you're gonna get maybe, I don't know, 1 here, 1 there.
And when they call you, you can ask them, how did you, you know.
Yeah, well, they'll tell you, hey, I got your piece in the mail.
So,
It's
I think
entirely
that's-
up to you.
yeah.
The only reason I like to do is because I like to measure it, and I want to know, like, was this letter effective? Was this one not? Like
Because they're
that.
kind of more prepared. If you see a phone call that's coming, you're like, oh my God, this is like.
That's the other one.
That's the
the
main
big
reason,
one.
I think.
That's the biggest one,
Yeah.
because when I see it, I'm like, all right, game face, like, I
Yeah.
am like thinking, yeah. And I even had their email, their mailing list on my phone, so when he told me his name, I immediately looked up on the spreadsheet his name, and I saw his, like, I knew. So it just helps you be so prepared. You don't have to do it, it's an option.
No,
Or maybe wait a
that's-
couple and see how it goes,
Yeah.
and then opt into it.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that you should do this.
Let's get one lead and then we'll.
Yeah. But I would love to get it recorded
That's a
because it's a
good-
great
it's a good way to
training
look.
tool, guys. Like, it's a training tool. Like, you're gonna hear yourself on the phone, and you're gonna, I should have said this. It's good. It's like, I'm gonna have it, so if I get a call, I'll share with you guys, that kind of stuff.
How long it take for the call to get?
It's immediate.
Is it like a regular call?
Yeah, and you can even set it up where it's like,
If I call, can I call you? How long it take for you to receive the call? If I call right now, do you have the number?
yes, but can we wait on the?
All right.
And real quick, so you can set it, I don't have mine set up that way, but you can set up with a pre-recording to make it look more professional. Like if you're calling a business, really cool. So it's just that little extra level of difference. But yeah. And, alright, so and then the variables are here, like where it says personalized. And again, we're gonna do most of the heavy lifting for you guys. But you're gonna go here, and this is my master list. Remember all those variables and everything that we went over? This is where you pick them up. So you start to write out your message, and then you have all these things to pick from: the property address, the city, the state. Like you can say, where is it? Estimated value, equity. So you can start grabbing these things and punching them in here. I'll just show you real quick how it works. So if I wanted to get, just as an example, at the end here, and do equity percent, it puts the variable there. So now when it prints out, it'll show the corresponding equity to that receiver, to that owner. Yeah, so it's so personalized. And also, this is the big one too. You guys have any of the
They're all
bifold?
there. Let me have one.
Yeah. When we do the postcards too, it's nice yearly coding or whatever, but we're gonna do the same thing. Like this one says Andy in small print. We can make it large. So as soon as they get it, they know, and we can
It's
put,
for me, yeah.
it's for you, we can put the subdivision, Trump Tower or whatever, but it's for you. And and then you give them a little teaser so that they force it to open and get involved, right? So,
I actually just, for 1 second, I brought this in, it's my first, year with the company, but I got a envelope yesterday.
let me just check this in.
So when are we planning for what's
So I know that Marco said the second, but that's Sunday. I mean,
Well, a few days grace, it doesn't matter, as long as it goes out that week.
so I mean,
The third, the fourth.
we're ready to go like this coming week, like right,
Okay.
yeah. And then, but before that, like, do everyone?
What do you
We
need
have to
something
get
from
together, you
us
guys.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has to confirm the first piece
That's
of
the first proof.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe next
So
week
when-
sometime,
Let me
because
just-
we all have to.
Yeah, the beginning of next week.
So, but for the first piece, you also need the information for each area, no?
Yeah.
So.
See, this is one.
So we don't need
Yeah.
Oh, Gloria,
Moviendo.
could you send me your new email and what email you are using, my email you are using?
What email you want me to use?
You tell me what you are using, doesn't matter, I just need to know where you're sending, that's it. What is it?
Where do you want me to send you anything that corresponds to this? Because it needs to be something that you're checking.
You send me your email first, in the WhatsApp, I will reply right away.
So that you can.
I can say Marcia_Maya
But
at
the thing is, like,
hotmail.com.
I don't want to have to be going to different places to communicate things, right?
Yeah.
So are we gonna do the channel?
Yeah, I'll bring that up at the end.
No, you just say what is your new email, because probably if you send me email from the email that's different from the guys.
I told you, well said. Anything well said that says anything you get from well said is.
But I need to save your specifically email address because
well
everything.
said 717@gmail. That's the email.
If you,
Write it down.
what is the
You
email?
already got one email, just save it. That's
What
Well
does it mean?
said 717
No.
at Gmail.
Yeah, you sent us all the list this morning. Just
717
those are the lists.
at
We have to work with you.
Uh-huh.
They're done.
So Alfredo, pretty
Yeah, we
much
just
the
have
first
to
part, hey,
upload it in there and then
it's gonna be
confirm
from
that.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, once
the
you
list
green light it,
send that, so that's good.
It's done, and then we're gonna work on the next two pieces. Because again, we can't do the research and the homework for you. We're gonna put up the templates and we're gonna give you an idea generally, and we're gonna base it off what I'm sending, but every market is different. So you have to come at least somewhat prepared and let me know, hey, this is what's happening in the shores right now. I don't know.
But like the first letter is going to be like about this, about the equity, so we know
Yes,
what
yes,
to
it's,
what to do.
that's my first piece, so are you, I mean,
But it's up to you guys if you want to do the same thing he's doing or you want to do something different.
and really it's equity, but the most important part there is I expect, for them to expect to get more stuff. Like I'm priming them to
That's good.
yeah. And then the call to action to call, always to call. And then this one's I'm gonna have it to go to the home valuation, but going forward, there's gonna be a million things, like they can text you direct to WhatsApp or the YouTube videos that we're gonna be doing.
Okay.
That's all gonna change.
Will you guys have a few minutes after this today? Because I'm leaving next week. I'm not gonna be by email even. I'm gonna be on the cruise actually. So if I could like finalize everything by like Sunday with you guys, that would be
Yeah,
great. And I'll be ready
definitely.
to
We
go.
should have it finalized before then,
Yeah, we
actually.
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a system, I helped Janie with it. If you want more phone numbers for your areas, I can pull them for you. Yeah. And they're pretty good.
By the way, just
Then
like
you
a
have to-
side note, I went in and to the management office, Alfredo.
Oh, you went?
I went. I'm stalking down, just a little backstory, I'm stalking down a listing in Trump Tower 1 that it expired. I've seen the apartment, it's a really great apartment. And the listing expired exactly a month ago actually. And I've been trying to, Alfredo sat with me for a few hours, like for a while, for like a good hour, trying to figure out it's an LLC, we can't track the address, the phone numbers, it's like, they did a good job of trying to conceal who owns it and where to find them. Anyway, so I went to the management office and I was like, hey, I met a neighbor at the beach a few days ago, and I took his phone number because we're both having the same issue with the coffee machine. And I'm calling him, and I can't get through to him. Can you double check for me, please, his phone number? So she checked it, but she didn't give it to me.
Okay.
She confirmed the name the first name, it is the correct name.
Okay.
So at least that, but she's like, I can't give you out his information, but what I could do, I can write him an email on your behalf.
Okay.
Did you
So
say yes?
she wrote an email, gave my phone number, she did write in there, hey, you met a neighbor on the beach sometime. And which apartment, she wrote it, it's okay.
It's alright.
And she put my phone number in there. We'll
Listen,
see.
you'll be intrigued probably. He or
Of course.
She called you
We'll
back?
see. He, not yet.
But what are you going to say?
My parents do own a unit there, so they are a neighbor.
Right.
So I'll say like,
But
hey.
you met with me at the beach?
No.
They don't remember.
What about the
Mark.
phone
He
number?
had a couple
Yeah.
drinks that day, whatever.
I'll update you if he calls me.
That's good though.
Hey, remember you're wearing that spotted Speedo? You know what I mean?
We'll see what happens, but
You
everyone's
can make up anything.
So when the proof comes up, it'll show you, your address, and if we do decide to
I get easily, just let you know
It's a
from
good
the
idea.
valet. Give $20 for valet, then he
And
find the
then
phone
it'll
number for
just,
you.
it'll fill in all the variables.
The managers are never going to give, but the
And then you can always go
valet
back
doesn't
and make
care.
the
They work.
changes or whatever.
I give $5 now. If you give me the phone number, I give you another 20.
Yeah.
And I get all the phone numbers for me.
That could be the list.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like my neighborhood, I wanna put, I live here, I'm your neighbor, on my
On the
neighborhood
neighborhood
one.
one,
Everybody's phone number.
okay.
On the one.
So we broke up, those of you that have multiple areas, we segmented your lists.
Yeah,
So, like we would have to upload 8 lists for you.
Right.
But that's better so that the message are are accurate to your farm area. And if they're, like for you, for example, if you wanted to say that,
Yeah.
you only say it to that list.
Yes,
Yeah.
on the
way-
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your neighbor.
Multiple neighbors.
Yeah, no comment, no point.
Oh,
I can give them 2 minutes to get a phone call. Don't call me, no, please, no.
guys, everyone that's doing this, we're gonna create a WhatsApp channel, not a group chat, and it's a one-way communication, so
You hear
it's,
that, Marcio? One-way communication, I just wanted to.
Yeah. You can't
Wait,
delete
what's
it,
a
you can't
WhatsApp
delete it
channel?
anymore.
He's gonna think something's wrong with that.
no, and it's just, it's
Nobody
like
can come.
it's a broadcast, it's for us to
I'm
tell
not
you.
deleting anybody, man. I just
WhatsApp
strict with
Guys,
the
stop.
rule of the chat.
You're taking control.
It's,
That's
what is it?
I mean, follow
What's
the
a channel? I
rule.
didn't know WhatsApp has.
So WhatsApp has things called channels, which
If you have a problem, talk to me in private.
So I can broadcast to you, you guys and everyone else that we have working with us, and it's to keep you up to date of everything. Hey, new proof is up, we're uploading this. If you have a question, reach out to, but it's
different
one
than a
way,
chat?
huh?
It's not a chat?
It's not a group chat where you're interacting, because we
Yeah,
wanna step
only
away
you
from
can
that.
post.
Yeah, we,
Okay, great.
yeah, exactly, and it's just the important stuff, like, hey, at this meeting, or this is gonna be the ideas for the next 2 pieces.
And then we will,
Let's
if
do
you
it.
need something, we will come.
Yes, and we just don't wanna be caught up in the whole
Yeah, the
thing,
conversation.
and as more and more people get on board, it's gonna just get hectic, so. But it keeps everyone on the same page. And we're not gonna abuse it, you know, so. No, don't abuse it. Our goal is honestly, as we grow this, we're gonna start onboarding like some really good designers to do some kick-ass stuff. And it's all gonna be templated to Kai's, and then, you know, we're branching out, but, so you guys are gonna have your pick, like, oh, this is amazing, and then you just have to fill in with your QR code. So it's gonna get really, really pro.
Honestly, the less we have to do for me, the better.
I know, but we still need your input, like,
I'll give my input, but
You
like,
know?
I don't wanna design.
no, you're not.
I don't
No,
Yeah.
and listen, I understand the both issues, so let me give you an idea, because this is, I think, the only way it's gonna work. You know the card that's going out, you guys know. I think you should send a questionnaire to the group and say, hey, for the next card, this is what we need from you, which is,
Medium
how many
price.
closed sales, or what the, how many listings, and
You don't wanna send
then
something.
you guys will look it up,
Yeah.
answer those questions, and I think
Yeah,
that's.
so we are gonna do that, we're gonna have what we're calling a brief.
For
For
sure.
every piece, we're gonna have a brief. What's the theme of this piece? What's the overall, like, reason? Like, this one is the primer, and we're gonna tell them about equity, and so we're gonna have those for each campaign that's gonna go out.
Right
And then-
now, the question I have, which it's a little unclear, once they get the information, they have to go there and put it in and change and edit that letter, or will you do that?
Some people want to do it, because we've had people that say, hey, I know.
Yeah, we'll see you, Jamie.
So those that don't, we have to know.
Yeah.
But you at least have to give us what, more or less,
If you email us, like you said, if you email us
We'll put it in that chat.
bi-weekly or whatever, I need this information from you, by this day, I'll send you
Yeah.
what you need, do the rest, I trust you.
it sounds
by
more
all
complicated than what it's gonna be, but we're gonna schedule at least, 3 or 4 at
Yeah,
a time, and
great.
it's done.
means. Yeah.
So, yeah, but we need your input, because at the end of the day, it's your brand and your
Yeah.
name and your message out there, so.
One last question, well, I'm not gonna say
Uh,
last, but one more question. The editing that you are requiring about that, it's mostly for the letters, not so much for the postcard, is that correct? Or-
Correct, the postcards are gonna be templated. What is that? If you have a big CRM filled with phone numbers, you can record the message, go here, and it doesn't ring their phone, it goes straight into their voicemail. So now they hear, it's just these little tools that are
They're
pretty
gonna
cool.
think they missed the call, they
Exactly.
got a message, they're gonna go listen to it, and you got it.
I
Yes.
have a question though. My big thing with KB Core is, unless they're signed in, they're
Yes.
opted in on their own to receive text.
Yes, do
you
not
cannot
upload this
opt-
and spam people. Yeah.
You can't opt them in yourself. So all of my contacts, I don't have emails, I have their phone numbers, and I can't through KB Core
Right.
text
So
anyone, even if it's my friend, my husband, I can't send him a text.
it's a
through-
good thing and it's a bad thing. The
Right.
bad thing is because now you gotta do extra steps. Like, you gotta go in there and tell them, hey, I'm gonna send you something up. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna have, there's people that have 10,000 people in their CRM and it's garbage, it's useless. Like 10,000 people of nothing. And there's people that have 100 people
Yeah.
and they get all their business from them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So it's the power of that CRM.
So with that you just showed us,
They have to be opted in.
they have to
Yes,
anyway be
of
opted
course.
in.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah. But it's not a problem. It's a good thing because now you're addressing people that you know, know and trust you. And whether it's 100 or 50, if they're your core people and they're on top of it, it's better than having a list of people that you don't need, that you're spamming. You guys, right now, go to your email. You got 1 million emails that you know. So if you think you're any different, you're another real estate agent.
So what would we send them for them to opt into
Great
receiving?
question. It's a message that says something like this. Would you like to receive important updated information about your home equity or your property or the real estate market in general? I'll send you something once a month or once in a while. Or would you subscribe to my newsletter? Whatever it is. Once they opt in and say yes.
But how are they actually opting in? What
So
are they
when you go to
clicking
the
on?
contact, there
Yeah.
you can. There's an opt-in thing that you can send, but it's gotta be one by one. You can't bulk send.
There's an
opt-ins.
opt-in in each contact.
For the contact on the right
And
hand side.
you click, it's a link that you have to send?
It sends
an
them
email, I
an
believe.
email.
It's an
And they,
email.
yeah,
You click on it, you write the message. It's
But if
what
I
you
don't
s-
have the email, that's the problem.
that's different.
Then you call them and get the email.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah, you're gonna have to call.
So
Yeah.
real quick, guys.
Question, sorry, regarding that voice message.
Yes.
Are we stepping on the no-call list when we do
If they're
that?
opted in, you're good. They used to be where you didn't have to opt in, but what happened was it was no call and spam laws and spam can laws, whatever. But guys, if you get 100 good solid people in your CRM that are like that's gold. Everyone thinks I gotta download a list, and it's nothing. It's worthless because no one knows who you are. You're just another number and spam. Yeah. But look, when we send out the stuff and they subscribe, that's it. They're opting in, and they want you to send them stuff. They're telling you yes. So here they just added this newsletter and blogs. We'll focus more on the newsletter, and they build out the whole thing for you.
Is that free or we have to pay?
And the marketplace are paid add-ons. But they customize the newsletter to you, and you can go in there and edit. I'll tell you the whole thing about it. See, like that. Let me blow this up. So. And it's clean. It's nice. So an idea is you can do this. Take a screenshot of that and turn that into a postcard. Like what was it? I don't know, the best Pompano Beach homeowner newsletter out right now. And when they open it up, it's literally a screenshot of what they're gonna get. Like that's the newsletter, and sign up here. That's gonna have a lot of people sign up. Like you see what I mean? Yes.
That's fine. Go back, I think it's around on the top.
Yeah, it's also in the part down.
Or the other option is you can do it yourself. You can do a template. No, right here, like in the email, the templates. Build it out yourself.
Awesome.
Andy does it, and it's yours.
The
and
smart assistant.
yeah,
Not in Canva.
you can in
You
Canva,
can in Canva.
sure.
Yeah.
In Canva, if you have a pro, type in newsletter and just
And you
fill
get
it out.
templates, yeah.
Yeah, there's literally no excuse right now with stuff that's out there.
One more question for the colors that you said that it's going to have the Kai's colors. Are you going to put the fours that is beige, black?
I'm sticking to black on the luxury side, and then what was the other thing?
Because beige is also.
I know I have the Forbes, but it's
Beige, black, what?
And-
Beige, black, and gray.
and white
Beige, black, and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and gray.
I think there's like a
A
light
silverish.
gray, yeah.
As we go forward, they'll be there because to me it's just you change the color. But right now,
It's the Kai's.
that and black because we have the Forbes and black is easy and you can make it good. Black is elegant and it's luxury.
Going on this list, show them the 6x9, which is not bad.
The 11.
The 6x11 and the 6x9,
Yeah.
you know?
You guys opted out.
One person is uploading.
Yeah.
Do a video and the same Fiverr.
Because I film a lot for social media. I don't have it edited like that, but You learn a lot about when you re-watch yourself. You learn a lot about your communication style. So I like after watching myself on video a lot, I see that like certain things I repeat that are unnecessary to repeat. They're self-explanatory, and I sound like an idiot. I'm like talking to like a 2-year-old explaining.
No, but sometimes you need to simplify things.
Yeah, but sometimes
Big projects for like $75, you know, $45. These are for small projects for what we're doing, okay? So there's a lot of ways for you to record content. Like if you go to these places, you can honestly just have someone behind you and you walking around, and then later voice over what it is that there's. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way. You know.
Just be creative.
I'm gonna be doing more market reports, like long boring stuff, but I'm gonna be sharing screen and showing numbers like that. You know, I'm not into like showing a house kind of thing. It's all your communication stuff.
What's mean like 2 hours and then they say $30 per hour and the 45? That's mean if you buy 2 hours.
So what they post here in terms of what they ask, if you post a job, you can negotiate prices later. So this is what they're saying they charge you, but later you can negotiate a better price.
No, but going down. Let's see here. Down. Example, those 2 hours is supposed to be $90 and they say 75. What's mean? If they buy 2 hours, it's going to be 75?
Maybe they did an hour and a half.
Yeah, so whatever they negotiated on like this is standard stuff that he must have quoted them for. Hey, this is the job, this was, and then whatever happened in the interim from the time the project was done or whatever, they ended up on this price.
the 2 hours, it means how much time was actually spent on the project.
Correct. And it could have been whatever, like that's what was initially.
But I don't understand if they are 2 hours, they're supposed to be $90.
But again, you're supposed to negotiate that with that person.
Okay.
Yeah. But
What's
anyway,
me?
it's a resource, so if you're doing your video, don't worry about editing. Like they're gonna make you look like rock stars here. Just shoot your content and talk, and then tell them, hey, I want my brand here, and you know, put up the words, or you actually show them Opus too.
Alfredo, they don't need to go